affect him.
Yeah, indeed. There's a lot of expectation that this will be the last time Arturo Gatti fights at 130, that eventually he'll be moving up to 135 for his next fight. There's Troy Dorsey, who lives in Mansfield, Texas, and runs a martial arts training center in Dallas, Texas, where he's the primary teacher. And before he goes to teach young kids karate in his place, he goes to the gym of one Curtis Coates, former classy welterweight, to train under Coates, who has just been with Troy relatively recently. Had most of his training up until this point with Dave Gorman, but switched to Curtis Coates this past summer. And Coates, whom you see over his right shoulder, left of your screen there, now over the left shoulder on the right of your screen, is a former classy welterweight contender, as we mentioned, who's doing an excellent job as a trainer there in Dallas. Troy is the only man ever to have held, or at least the only man documented to have held, both a kickboxing world championship and a boxing world championship.
Jim, just one quick correction. Curtis Coates was a welterweight champion and a good one.
So my apologies to Curtis for calling him a contender. He deserves to be identified as a former champ.
Dorsey says...
The record for Dorsey, who through much of his career has been cut to ribbons. 15 wins, 9 losses, no draws, 11 KOs. He got surgery within the past year to shave down the bones on his forehead in hopes that that will relieve some of the cutting problem. He thinks it will. Fighters' records tonight are being brought to you by The Ring, the Bible of boxing. And here comes Jesus Chavez, born in Chihuahua, Mexico. Eventually came with his parents to Chicago, Illinois, where he grew up. Started out in amateur boxing. He was in the well-known youth program of Tom O'Shea, which produced a lot of well-known fighters, among them Harry McGroom, and the heavyweight who fought for the United States at the '96 Olympics in Atlanta, Nate Jones. Chavez has been in the ring with those guys. Eventually got into some trouble. Was booked and convicted on an armed robbery rap in Chicago. Spent 3 years in jail. Was deported back to Mexico. And then by his own admission came back illegally into the United States, where he settled with family members in Austin, Texas, and where his professional boxing career has taken off. He now hopes that he can somehow get a green card, a permanent visa to stay in the United States, or even perhaps become an American citizen. But his felony conviction may well stand in the way of that. In fact, there is a rumor here tonight that Chavez will be deported to Mexico again very shortly after this bout. We'll wait and see what happens. There's the record: 21 wins, 1 loss, 12 KOs. He's won his last 17 fights, and he is known in the sport to be a brutal body puncher. Now let's go up to Michael Buffer for the pre-fight introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Caesars Atlantic City main events, along with your undisputed king of beers, Budweiser, present 12 rounds of boxing for the NABF Super Featherweight Championship. Sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., along with the North American Boxing Federation, President, acting as supervisor at ringside, Sammy Macias. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system from ringside are Al DeVito, Glenn Hirsch, and Steve Weisfeld. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Paul Morton. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black and weighing in at 129 pounds. This former world champion kickboxer now has a professional boxing record of 15 victories, 11 by KO, with 9 defeats and 4 draws. He comes to us from Dallas, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the challenger, former world champion Troy Dorsey. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trimmed with red and green, also weighing in at 129 pounds. His professional record, 21 victories, 12 by knockout with only 1 defeat. From Austin, Texas, presenting the NABF Super Featherweight Champion, Jesus El Matador Chavez.
And as the referee offers instructions, quickly, tail of the tape and rules, you see that they both weighed in at 129 pounds. 1-inch height advantage for Dorsey, 10-year age difference, small reach advantage for Dorsey as well. Rules, Harold Letterman.
Larry, it's the same rules as our previous fight, so we'll get right to the fight. Jim.
All right, Harold. Thanks very much.
Jim, one of the many things I am not expert on are immigration laws. It seems to me, however, very unfair that Chavez, whose father is a naturalized citizen, who he himself went to high school in Chicago, has a high school diploma, should be deported.
But there is a new piece of legislation which bars convicted felons from receiving permanent visas, and Chavez appears to have run afoul of that law. Round 1 begins. Chavez, you can see already trying to get to Dorsey's body. Dorsey wants to overwhelm Chavez with activity. He has, by his own count, thrown more than 1,500 punches in at least one 12-round bout.
And Dorsey seems to be a very, very busy guy. He comes out here, he's not out here to play and take pictures and look around. He wants to get out here and get busy.
Now, Dorsey wants to throw 100 to 150 punches per round, Roy. He thinks of 100 punches as a measured round.
If he throws 100 punches, Jim, it sounds like 200 because he grunts as he throws every punch.
Maybe it comes from that karate school.
I don't know which came first, the karate school or the grunting, but he says he's been grunting all of his career and that it helps to exhale as you deliver the punch.
Yeah, it helps regulate the amount of air that you exhale on your punches. This, a lot of times, is what keeps a guy's punches sharp, because the punches are only as sharp as the breath.
One thing I already see is that Dorsey, on occasion, is trying to jab his way in, and that comes from Curtis Coates. Before Curtis Coates, according to Dorsey, he didn't know what a jab was unless it landed on his face.
Coates is one of those utterly relaxed guys who takes everything at his own pace. He really enhanced his credentials as a trainer this past summer when Ike Ibeabuchi upset David Tua in the heavyweight division under Coates' instruction and tutelage. Straight right hand for Chavez, but he was backing up, so not as much power as if he'd been stepping forward at the time. But Chavez, who loves to land to the body, has found the face of Troy Dorsey in round 1, and Dorsey hasn't cut. That's the good news for him.
That's real good news for Troy. But Chavez will have to be very good condition for this fight, because I think Troy will be around for a minute.
Troy Dorsey is one tough Texan. Remember when he gave Kevin Kelly all he could handle?
And some.
Right hand over the top for Troy Dorsey as round 1 comes to a close.
All right, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
Curtis Coates goes to work.
You're all right, baby. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right, son. You're all right. Get left a little further. You got to go left. Go left. Go left. Okay?
After I throw it more, you mean?
Yeah, when you throw the punches, get left. When you throw the punches, go out left. Bing, bing, they go left. You stand in front of them too much. Bing, bing, left. Bing, bing, left. Okay? You do it.
All right. You just set him up for that little uppercut. Short uppercut from inside, right? Yeah. He comes right down. He's trying to shoot. He's trying to work your body. You just pick him to death.
Okay, move that head a little bit more.
All right.
All right. Okay. Sometimes you just standing straight up. Don't stand straight up with this guy. Bend down a little bit. Snap the jab. Double the jabs a lot. As soon as you get inside, go with the uppercut. Come back with the hook and then right hand.
Deep slow breathing, baby. There we go. I got it. You stay in your corner, Troy. Take it easy. Yeah, so back up.
Well, according to Punchstat numbers, through round one, Coates has really gotten Dorsey to calm down. He only threw 84 punches in the first round, landing 18. Chavez, on the other hand, threw 111 punches at him.
Chavez do more combinations. When he throws 4 and 5 punches at a time. Dorsey throws 1, 2, 3, and he keeps coming. Just like that right there.
Then you teach an old dog new tricks. You heard Coates tell him, punch, 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 and then move to the left. Is he doing it, Roy?
He's punching, but he's coming straight in.
And Coates wants him to move to the left to stay away from Chavez's left hook.
Stay away from his left hook and his right hand. If he moves to the left, it's going in the same direction that the left hook is traveling. Therefore, you won't use opposite forces. At the same time, the right hand is over there on his left side waiting, but if you can get outside of the right hand, it's not dangerous because it comes straight.
Gets himself stuck in a corner like this, and he's liable to field Chavez to the body. Larry talked about, or Roy, you talked about the combinations. The great body punchers, and that's what Chavez would like to be seen as. The great body punchers never throw punches one at a time. They throw them in bunches.
Yes, they throw them in combinations, but I can tell you what, Chavez had better not get arm weary here, because if he does, he's going to be in for a long night.
Because Troy Dorsey will not get arm weary.
No, he will not, and it seems as though his body shots are already starting to show an effect on Chavez. Chavez does throw some pretty punches, textbook punches.
Right cross lands for Chavez as they come up out of the crouch.
Excellent form on Chavez's punches.
The naked eye tells you there's a power difference here, and that Chavez hits a lot harder than Dorsey. You saw how the right hand stopped Dorsey in his tracks there, and the crowd oohs and ahs.
Yeah, that hurt Dorsey bad. I think the uppercut is what really did the damage. But see how Dorsey comes right back to the body?
Left hook lands for Chavez, and Dorsey a little wobbly now as we come down the stretch in round number 2.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to take a lot of these big shots from this kid tonight.
Remember a few weeks ago how Daniel Zaragoza was collapsed by body shots, and that seems to be happening here with Dorsey. He's being hurt more by the body shots than by the head shots.
Yes, because he's noted for a tough head. So a smart trainer would send his guy out to attack his body.
This Jesus Chavez can bang.
Yes, this kid can punch.
Oh, that hurt.
He took a glance over at you, Roy, as if to say, how am I doing? How's he doing?
He's doing very good. He just has to make sure he's in condition, but he's throwing beautiful punches. He has great defense, and he's showing a lot of poise.
A rousing second round for Jesus Chavez. Lennox Lewis, customary pre-fight nap. He's horizontal, but that's not what is usually meant by horizontal heavyweights when they talk about all of the heavyweights from Great Britain over the years. It's not the nap they take before the fight that prompts that nickname.
Here you watch this young Chavez going against a really strong, determined veteran who's made a living at this game for a long time and keeps coming back for more. There's that body punch inside that maybe made Dorsey wish for a moment there he was back in his karate studio.
Jesus Chavez, an extremely strong 129-pound fighter tonight. Troy Dorsey, with all he can handle, has made it through the first 2 rounds, but has been tagged 110 times in 218 attempts by Chavez, and the young Mexican-American goes back to the body again.
And those body shots are hurting Troy Dorsey.
Oh, right hand uppercut, thunderous.
Don't wrestle, come on.
Oh.
Dorsey wobbling in there. He's been knocked out before, and he may be facing more of the same in the coming rounds.
Yes, I think he is, because this kid has found this right uppercut to be a very useful tool against Dorsey.
These are two of the great conversationalists in the sport. To sit and talk with them for about a half-hour apiece yesterday was truly delightful. And yes, Larry, personally, you root for young Chavez to have a chance to stay here in the United States because from the conversation, it would certainly seem he's cleaned up his act. Great straight right hand by Dorsey, stunned Chavez and stopped him in his tracks.
Yes, it did. I think it made have added 2 steps to his track.
In the wrong direction, but he comes right back.
With a 2 thunderous right hands and then 2 rights to the body. Dorsey paying a price now for having stunned Chavez with that straight right. And look at the guts of Troy Dorsey as he hangs in and takes punishment to try to give it back.
Yes, but he's taking brutal punishment. This kid is throwing some very good punches.
Oh, the leverage he gets on these shots, Roy.
Yeah, man. He looks like some guy I know. I don't know him. Let me stop.
You gonna brag on yourself again?
No.
Unnecessary.
What did
The
Ali
statement you
say?
made against Montel Griffin was enough to last for months. What did Ali say?
It ain't bragging when it's true.
There you go.
Let us brag on you, Roy.
Thank you. I like this kid's body attack, though. After he lands good punches to the head, he immediately drops down to the body.
Textbook stuff. Left hook just missed. Troy Dorsey has a world of guts.
A game rooster in my mind. He doesn't care, he doesn't stop, and he will not quit. Chavez's arms seem to be getting a little bit weary now, though, Jim.
He's not firing with as much consistency, and when he does, his punches don't have the same snap.
Blood from Dorsey's nose now.
Dorsey's punches are not the same either, though.
Oh, and that left hook by Chavez was brutal. Referee Earl Morton gets between them as round 3 comes to a close.
And Dorsey wobbles back to his corner.
Yep.
Take a deep breath, Troy. Deep breath, deep breath. You landed a hell of a good right hand, baby. I need more of those. I need more of those. Behind it. Yes, sir. Just keep on.
How you doing? You
I'm good.
okay?
Yes, sir. I'm fine.
You want to keep fighting?
Water. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. Water. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, baby.
You okay? Early in the round, Chavez stunned Dorsey with this punch. A right hand uppercut. And just as he seemed ready to move in for the finish, he caught that straight right hand from Dorsey, and then he came back.
Stay in the corner. Stay in your corner.
In round 3, by CompuBox numbers, Jesus Chavez landed 84 punches. Troy Dorsey threw 67. In other words, Chavez landed more than Dorsey threw. So it's getting one-sided, and a New Jersey State Athletic Commission doctor visited in the corner of Dorsey between rounds just to see if he wanted to continue. Harold Letterman, how'd you score the first 3?
Jim, 3 rounds to nothing, 30-27. Jesus Chavez.
Amazing.
Just one word of congratulations to Larry Hassett and Greg Serb, the 2 commissioners from Jersey and Pennsylvania, who yesterday pulled the 5 sanctioning bodies together and hopefully standardized the rules of boxing for all championship fights. This is the first fight under the new standardized championship rules.
Let his head go. Let his head go. Let his head go. Come on, get your hands free. Come on, let his hand go.
They are trading some big punches in here.
Jesus Chavez, 24 years old, from Austin, Texas. Getting his first big pay-per-view exposure and showing you why there's a buzz about him in the sport. Straight right hand from Dorsey again. Retaliatory right hand from Chavez. Spun Dorsey's head around.
That right uppercut of Chavez is a very brutalizing punch. Tremendously brutalizing.
Uppercut lands again for Chavez. Right hand over the top. Well, Dorsey's right. That surgery has certainly helped his bleeding problem, because in all of his previous bouts, if he had taken this much punishment, he would be flowing now.
Yes, he would be a bloody mess by this time.
They made an incision all the way across the top of his forehead, Roy, and pulled the skin all the way down off his forehead and then shaved the areas above his eyes. Filed them off to flatten his forehead. Doesn't sound very pretty, but Troy likes it a lot.
Seems to be effective. He's not bleeding.
Right.
Yeah. But he might have been better off bleeding so that he wouldn't have to take this much punishment.
I don't know. If he can land some more of those body shots. Oh, that was one that got answered. I was about to say, if he can land some more of those body shots and get Chavez to keep punching his head, he may wear Chavez down.
I fear that, as was the case for Hector Camacho after his battle with Oscar De La Hoya, Dorsey's going to be peeing blood for about a week.
Okay. Take him out, Peter.
Can do great.
No, it's okay. All right.
It's all right, it's fine. Thank you.
Water, Jay. Get some water. Get some water. I got this.
Solicitous doctor determined Dorsey. Arturo Gatti warming up backstage, waiting for his big moment against Gabriel Ruelas in a fight that promises drama. Still to come. And then beyond that, the heavyweight title tussle between Lennox Lewis and Andrew Golota.
Turn it on, baby. You got to turn it on. Yeah. You got to turn it on this round, okay? Come on, come on, come on. These people looking at you funny. Come on. Just turn it on. Let's go.
Troy, Jimmy. All right, take it easy. Take it easy. Watch your head.
Pretty amazing. Our camera has searched Andrew Golota's dressing room now, and let me correct what I told you earlier. It was my impression from what I had heard here at ringside that Golota was in the arena, and as you know, Lennox Lewis is now in the arena, but I was mistaken. Golota isn't here yet. He had been told that he might have to walk into the ring as early as 10:45, so it's pretty amazing. Of course, Golota's unpredictable in a million ways. Maybe it's not all that amazing, but Andrew Golota is not in the building yet. What do you think of that, Roy?
Well, I told you earlier that he just can't seem to do everything right. He go do something wrong, and there you have it. Let's hope that's the only thing he does bad tonight.
You think maybe he went to the other Atlantic City Convention Center, the one over across the street? Thought of Golota battling with security guards to get into an empty arena. Chavez landing a brutal left hook upstairs to Dorsey. And now, beginning trickle of blood above the right eye of Troy Dorsey.
The first cut.
Not always the deepest, but maybe in this case the turning point toward an eventual stoppage. As Troy Dorsey's taken a lot of punishment from young Jesus Chavez.
His cosmetic surgery cost $5,000. I guess he's making 3 or 4 or 5 times more than that for this fight, so I guess it was worth it.
Yeah, because it kept him clean for a good while. He didn't get a cut up until this point, and that's good for Troy Dorsey. Good right hand lead by Chavez.
it's well past 10 o'clock, closing in on 10:30. And if you know where Andrew Galata is, please call us. Call the TVKO trucks. Incidentally, for months on HBO, you've been hearing those promos that ask, where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? The answer is he went to the Lewis Galata fight, hoping to see Galata against Lewis. Andrew hadn't made it. On October 20, HBO Sports is presenting Where Have You Gone, Joe DiMaggio, which is another outstanding HBO Sports documentary. And Joe looking good here at ringside.
That looks good. Now everything looking good, okay? But hey, Susan, when he's throwing right hands that you can't be up high, you got to get down. All right? Looking good.
Get in the cross, baby. Get down in the cross. Looking good. Let me work your angles, okay?
You know, I once saw DiMaggio at Sugar Ray Robinson, Carmen Basilio fight, and I've always meant to ask him and always keep forgetting where he was on the night that Lewis destroyed Schmeling, because he was a young New York Yankee. The fight was in Yankee Stadium. I'm wondering if he was at the fight or if the team was on the road listening on the radio.
Why don't you go over and ask him? Not far away, straight across the ring. Incidentally, promoter Dino Duba, this information comes from our telecast truck. Promoter Dino Duba looking now for Andrew Galata.
We may have a new series next month called Where Were You, Andrew?
Where were you on the night of your challenge for the heavyweight crown, Andrew? Oh, that Galata. A thrill a minute. More of the same round after round here between Jesus Chavez and Troy Dorsey. The drama building behind the scenes is the unexplained absence of Andrew Galata, who has not been in the arena. Just in case you were with me earlier when I said that he was hiding in his dressing room again. That's what I was given to believe based on what I was told at first here at ringside, but since then, cooler heads on our telecast crew have determined he ain't here, not in the building. Expected to fight maybe as early as within the next 45 minutes, depending on how far the Arturo Gatti versus Gabriel Willis fight goes. That one's coming along next.
Well, it's been a beautiful day in Atlantic City, 70 degrees, the sun's shining. It's nice out there on the boardwalk. Maybe Andrew is calming himself down by taking a walk on the boardwalk.
I think under this new law in New Jersey, the referee said he was going to give Troy Dorsey one more round. I don't know if he will let him continue or if he'll stop it after this round. He seems to be having a pretty good round.
Yeah, it isn't getting any worse for Dorsey. It's pretty much the same thing round after round, but Dorsey doesn't look like he's going anywhere. It just looks like he's going to take a lot of punishment.
Yes, but this is the normal Troy Dorsey. And it's fighters like him that won't do well with the law like this, because he always takes punches before he comes up or before he prevails.
Articulate the rule. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know what the rule is, but I heard him say something about a new rule here, and I guess this is one of them, with the referee saying and talking to the commissioner about he may give the guy one more round because the guy doesn't seem to be doing too well. But Troy Dorsey always looks like this.
Sponge.
How you doing?
Good.
You sure you want to keep fighting?
Yes. Yes. Got to. I'm fine. Give me more water, Jay. Give me more water.
All right, baby, the guy's getting tired on you, but you got to pick it up to take advantage of it, okay? You got to pick it up. I mean, you really got to go after him real hard, Troy. And don't get hit. Don't get hit. You stand there too long, baby. You stand in there too long. Bing, bing, and then go left. Bing, bing. Let him find you. His legs
in the jab, then you bend over and you shoot that uppercut. It's right there now.
Okay.
You can't even see on that side now, okay? And when you're inside, to walk around, and there you go. Step around the guy.
Andrew Galata, we are told, has just arrived outside the Atlantic City Convention Center in a police car.
Hey, where you at?
He's already done something wrong.
Well, I'll tell you what. If his rented car, his sedan or limousine, is coming from the same service that was supposed to pick
Larry and me up at the hotel today, then he's just had the same experience we had. Maybe these car services in Atlantic City are mythical and they don't really exist.
Now, I'm sure somebody probably got nervous and just went ahead and sent the authorities to pick him up to make sure that there was no mistake and that they got him here.
He's about 45 minutes late, according to Lou Duva. Said he was supposed to be here at 9:45.
Yeah, and now I'm being told that was a false alarm. No, he is here. Okay, now I'm told that he is in fact here and has arrived in a police car.
So somebody should tell the relatively frantic Lou Duva that the word has arrived, that he's
somewhere in the area. Looks like Galata won't miss his date with Destiny after all.
Yeah, and it looks like Chavez is ruining that cosmetic job on Dorsey here.
There's how Harold has it through 6. Thunderous monotony of the Letterman scorecard. 10-9, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. So let the record state that it was just about 10:30 when Andrew Galata elected to come to the Atlantic City Convention Center for his 11 p.m. date with heavyweight titleist Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, had it been 15 more minutes, I was going to go back there and talk to Tim Witherspoon.
I've heard that you're interested in fighting heavyweights, George.
I was going to ask
you were going to ask Witherspoon to come up here and take the microphone?
No, I was going to ask him had he been training. Because Lewis may need an opponent tonight.
Witherspoon is about 8 rows away and asking for a heavyweight title shot. He doesn't know how lucky he almost got. Chavez banging to the body, banging to the body. Dorsey, kind of a human punching bag here.
Troy Dorsey's about as tough as a fighter can be, but he's too tough for his own good right now.
Yes, and he's just totally outclassed tonight. This kid is a remarkable boxer, and there's no way that Troy is going to be able to do anything with a guy like this.
Well, we can see that Chavez is an outstanding body puncher. What do you think of his general movement, ring generalship, defensive skills?
I give him an A+ in everything except the defensive skills, but he may not be showing defense because he feels as though Troy can't hurt him.
And as they work in Chavez's corner, there's a look at the late arriving Andrew Galata. And the expression on his face says it all. What's the big deal?
And he's right.
I'm here. What were you worried about?
Made a few people start chewing on towels.
They're stopping this fight. This fight has been called off, and I think with good measure.
Yep. Yeah. Chavez raises his arm in victory, and
a good
have to assume the doctor stopped this one.
A good stoppage, you know.
So another victory for young Jesus Chavez. And a 10th loss in the career of Troy Dorsey. Dorsey said to us, I'll probably still be fighting when I'm 80. Not at that rate.
Says he has 120 students in his karate academy. Makes a good living out of it. Or to start building up the academy and walking into the sunset of boxing.
Yes, I think he's seen his better days. Most of the time when guys go out and bang like Troy does, they take punches, they give punches, and they don't last long.
Wonder how many of the kids from the karate school stayed up to watch the respected instructor get pounded mercilessly tonight. Kids, this is a hard sport.
Yep, a hard way to make an easy buck.
Yeah, it is, but the instructor is dead game.
And let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars on the Jesus Chavez TKO.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Earl Morton, acting on the advice of physicians at ringside, has to call a halt to the bout officially comes to an end at the end of round 7. The winner by TKO victory. He is still the NABF Super Featherweight Champion, Jesus El Matador Chavez.
So another victory for Jesus Chavez, who still thinks of himself as a 126-pound fighter. He pounded out that victory weighing 129, as did Dorsey. You have to expect that Jesus Chavez faces some interesting economic prospects, whether he stays at 126 or more particularly if he moves up to the crowded 130-pound division, a division that we are just about to visit in a moment. Victory for Chavez there. Dorsey on a rough night. And we told you that Andrew Galata arrived at the arena. There was considerable consternation on the part of all the people in the Galata camp. Lou Duva was nervous here at ringside. Dino Duva, the promoter, was prowling the arena looking for any clues as to the location of the heavyweight challenger. And Galata finally showed up. So we will indeed have a main event. And we won't have to pull Tim Witherspoon out of the audience to do so. But meanwhile, we get ready for a semifinal bout, which arouses the passions of fight fans everywhere because it brings together two of the most exciting fighters in recent years